Kipuna, this is not how you die.
Welcome in to the Still Grizzly's lair. Today, we are looking at Iron Danger. You have the power to reverse time and manipulate the elements. Set in a Nordic-inspired world, you follow our reluctant hero Kipuna, as she is quite literally thrown into having these abilities. Your town is being raided by Northlander invaders, and in your escape you fall to your death. At least that's how it seems, until a forgotten god revives you with the power to control space and time. Before you even have time to mourn your home, you're thrown into a grand struggle to survive and ultimately determine the fate of civilization. Starting out, you have the ability to throw fireballs to burn up your enemies. Find yourself hurt or dying, you can rewind time a few heartbeats, which turns out to be half seconds on the battlefield. This helps to predict enemy movements and give you the upper edge to move around your enemies. What makes Iron Danger its game, what its core is around this time manipulation, and I admit, at first, this is such a cool concept to toy around with. However, you will end up dying multiple times as you toy around, trying to move around an enemy or dodge a devastating blow. Rewind time and try again. Like I said, this is a cool concept to play with, but after hours in the game, it turns into a tedious chore. The gameplay for Iron Danger is the time mechanic. Everything you do is centered around that. Think of it as a turn-based combat game trying to be an action RPG. When you enter combat, the bottom of your screen pops up what is called the trance mode. Small lines appear at the bottom of the screen. Each row coincides with the character you're using. Each of these half seconds, or heartbeats, helps you to set up orders for each member, letting you control one, go back in time, and control the other character. You can even control both characters simultaneously. I like the aspect of the time control as it reminded me of something I personally enjoy: video editing, as each is a timeline that lines up like a video, audio, or effects on a video editing program. See right there? Yep, hey, it's me! Now look at those editing skills. The issue I found with this game isn't that the idea is fresh and new. I really enjoyed it. However, a certain character who shall not be named, Topi, I grew to hate more and more down the line. Now I know you're probably saying, geez Grizz, why the hate for a single character? Well, let me explain. You find another character who has abilities that are very much more my style of playing. Sort of lean back and take potshots at the enemy. Topi is meant to be a tank. However, his attacks take too long to swing, and his health is that of a potted plant, making it very hard to run in and take on enemies who fight in 1 to 2 heartbeats, while Topi takes a full 2 to 3 heartbeats just to swing his axe. While typically this wouldn't be much of an issue if he was tanky, he isn't, and thus makes it harder to handle those overwhelming foes. Plus, you never really get healing abilities besides plants and food found in the world till almost 3/4 of the game is completed. The story isn't grandiose, even though it plays itself off as such. I often found myself interested in the story, but found the characters weren't that fleshed out. You'll meet several other characters throughout the journey. There are 3 that will help you out or be a part of some training so you can learn a new skill. Basically, the focus of the game is to beat the Northlanders, and to do that with your wibbly-wobbly timey-wimey mechanics. Kipuna is lost in a battle that she did not choose, and she will let you know this often, essentially whining multiple times, and even go so far as to abandoning your quest because she is disheartened. While I agree that a normal person would probably feel the same way with such a quest thrust upon them, it's more of a, okay, I get it, she doesn't want to do this, can we get back to the fighting? Which really hurt the story for me, as I grew tired of the constant complaining that she doesn't want to do this, only to be left with her resolve to do it. And regarding the RPG elements of Iron Danger, there really isn't any. After each level or story is completed, you get the option to upgrade one skill for a character, only one at a time, so make sure you choose wisely. There are some that seem like a skill you may not need, but it could help out, so make sure to always check them out. Back to the story, it focuses on you exploring the world, finding more shards like the one embedded in your chest. Each helps to improve Kipuna's powers, giving her new abilities to explore. Each chapter of the game is set up in a linear combat area as you make your way to the temple, searching for each shard. After you find your way in and get the shard, there are dream sequences that help you learn the new abilities you've just acquired. As you unlock skills, you get stronger, but so do your enemies, so make sure to watch out. The environment of Iron Danger has a beautiful isometric feeling. Not many people who you can interact with in the environment, but there's plenty of areas to explore. You can go inside large underground temples or explore fishing homes near the bay. On top of that, you can interact with the environment. Using Capuna's fire abilities, you can burn weeds, fuel cans, and other items that may be blocking your path. I like this option so you can have Topi or another character throw a fuel can and have Capuna set that aflame, causing an explosion, damaging enemies, or clearing a path, making it enjoyable to use the environment to your advantage. While not fighting your enemies, the game plays out in real time. This allows you to move around the area exploring. Some locations have small puzzles you may need to figure out to find an entrance to a new area. These aren't particularly hard, overall just a good addition to keep you exploring the game. Regarding the voice and music, you can tell the developers went all out as each character is fully voiced and the music is beautiful. For me, this game was a fun experience at the start. Something new and intriguing I really like to sink my teeth into. The game's issue is that later on in the game, as you develop your characters and the enemies grow with you, you find it harder and harder. While that is the premise of any game, it feels like the enemies seem to jump leaps and bounds over you while you are struggling to keep up. Thankfully, the time mechanic is involved so you can determine the outcome of a battle. Also, it's not necessarily a spoiler, but the ending of the game just ends. That's right. After you play for hours trying to finally beat all of these evil Northlanders, and Capuna finally resolves and wants to go forth and take on the main bad guy, the game just ends. It shows you sailing off into the distance, gearing up for a final battle. Instead, you're left with credits. Yep, that was all. I legitimately was confused. I mean, listen here. Achievement unlocked, finished Iron Danger. What? So I don't get to play this last part? What the fuck? I guess it's just a really cool cinematic. That is pretty cool though up there. Well, I guess we beat it. I didn't realize there was so little left. Yeah, it took me off guard that the game would just end like that. Due to the frustrating mechanics of some of the main characters you play with, the time mechanic is awesome at first, but after a while it becomes tedious, and the story is very lackluster. I have to give the game a 6 out of 10. Frankly, I was super excited to play this game, as it looks awesome. I chose to look past all the bad reviews I found on Steam, and found, sadly, that they were all right. However, if you find this game on sale, I say get it. It was a fun game, just had those big issues causing it to hurt the game overall. I hope you enjoyed my Iron Danger review. If you enjoyed my video, please leave a like and a comment below on what you liked about this video, or if you have any other games that you'd like me to check out. If you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button. This is the Still Grizzly, wishing you luck with all your future games.